Good morning, class. Now, you'll notice that we're not in a classroom this morning. We are actually in my kitchen, in my apartment, and the jingling that you hear in the background, that's Wilson, my dog. But this morning I thought we would take this Dewey video, Teacher as Builder, into the kitchen and build from many different ingredients a banana bread. Now, you might not be able to see the ingredients from where you are, but to start, we need a bowl. Okay? Let's see if our bananas are thawed. Before we even start mixing things, we need to turn on the oven. So, turn it on, and it says 350. Ta-da! Oven's turned on. Alright, now back to the ingredients. So it says we need 3 or 4 ripe bananas smashed. Now, you may ask yourself, what exactly is a ripe banana? Aren't they all good? They are. However, I've taken some that have gone to the point of maybe too ripe and put them in the freezer so they've been frozen. So they look kind of disgusting. But I promise, it'll make a good banana bread. And all the bananas, as I've been opening them, have looked a little different when I've opened them. Some are big, some are small. Some are very different from the other bananas. But they're not bad. None of them are bad. Remember that. All the bananas are good. Now, it says for us to mash these bananas. I'm going to use a spoon. There are so many different tools that you could use, all of which would still create a good banana bread. Okay, so it needs 1/3 of a cup of butter melted. Luckily, I have a stick of butter, and it tells me exactly how to do this. So we're going to grab a bowl, a microwave-safe bowl, and get a butter knife out of the drawer. So 5 1/3 tablespoons equals 1/3 of a cup. Here we are with the lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll cut right here. And I have a butter dish that I use to put the excess butter on to keep it out so that it's softened for toast and whatnot. But what we have to know is it's not actually a butter dish. I didn't have a butter dish. So what I've been using is an upside down Reynolds wrap container. Works just as well as a butter dish. It might even keep my butter a little fresher. That did create some tension in this house when we had nothing but cold butter and hot toast and you had to wait for the butter to melt and then the toast was cold. Yes. So that caused a lot of tension and a little bit of disequilibrium with me and my partner. So we decided, what if we use this? What if we improvised and avoided our obstacles and avoided our tension by creating something new to put our butter on? So learning doesn't always have to take place in a classroom, folks. According to the book, John Dewey and the Art of Teaching, most of the educational environments are not actually classrooms. Teachers as builders usually give their students the tools that they need to take it outside the classroom and learn. So that's why we're in the kitchen today. But not only that, the book also talks about how when you are a teacher, that none of your students are the same. No 2 students are the same. So, for instance, the banana bread, we start with the bananas, and then we have the butter. So we'll go ahead and put that in the microwave and melt it down. Also in the banana bread is a cup of sugar. Now, sugar and bananas, they're both sweet, so they're similar, but they're not the same. So knowing that no 2 student is the same, and no 2 teachers will teach those students the same way, we have to come to some kind of conclusions there, don't we? So education doesn't happen inside the classroom, or it does, but not for every student. All students are different. You have to remember that. And we learned that by taking the learning styles test in this class. We figured out that while some of us may learn similarly, we still don't learn the same, and there are differences in everything that we do. Mix sugar, egg, and vanilla. So let's just put the egg in there first, since that's a little easier. And now we need vanilla. How much vanilla do we need? 1 teaspoon. I think that my actual measuring spoons are dirty. So I don't know what I'm going to do about that. I guess I could use a spoon, Just a regular teaspoon, right? I think that'll work. We'll just be careful when we pour it. We'll pour it over the bowl as to not spill on the counter. Even though if that happened, what would we do? We would just clean it up. We just have to make sure we get all the ingredients mixed in together to make one banana bread. Kind of like when you're in a classroom and you have all these different students together, but you only have the one classroom. So you have to mix their ingredients together, so to speak, to make one good classroom. Now we need a teaspoon of baking soda and a pinch of salt. How much is a pinch of salt? Why do they tell me a pinch? My pinch could be smaller than your pinch. Our pinches are different. What should I do? Maybe I just won't put salt in it. Oh, but what happens if we leave one of the ingredients out? I don't understand. I'm going to stir all the baking soda in and think about what a pinch of salt is. Do I stick my finger in there and just pinch some out? But then, like I said, if, for instance, Stephen, if you were making this cake, bread, your pinch would be so much bigger than mine because your hands are about 10 sizes my size. So I don't know what to do here. I'm having some really hard times problem solving here. What could I do? Well, I guess I could adapt and it's a sea salt shaker, so it's got a little twisty, so I could just, should I do it one more time? Yeah, okay, I'm adapting. Okay, alright. Okay, I think this'll work. Let's see. Oh, I feel so much better now that I've stopped worrying about that salt. So, we've got 1 cup here coming. Whoa! And half a cup. No, that's too much, isn't it? That's more than half. I could just get a half a cup out, right? I don't have to try to guess again. We could still make banana bread, right? We wouldn't need to have a bread pan. We would just have to improvise and create some sort of problem-solving techniques so that we could adapt to our environments. Whether it be in a classroom, in a kitchen, at a playground, in the swimming pool. It is summertime. While that's cooking, since we have an hour, let's go discuss John Dewey and the art of teaching. So in the kitchen, we've been talking about the teacher as builder. As a teacher, we must understand that no two students are the same, and everyone brings something different to the table. So to say that all students are different, yeah, all students are different. They just are. That's just how it works. But to say that is not enough. You have to understand that we all come from different walks of life. We are all very different, yet we are all similar in our need for knowledge. Prior growth of students is also very important to that student's current growth, because everything that they've learned in their past is still a part of who they are. Just like that banana bread. Every piece, every ingredient that we used came from somewhere else, but came together to create one banana bread. So all of our students come from different walks of life, from different families, from different areas of the city, of the suburbs, of wherever we live, and come to our classrooms to create one classroom, one knowledge, one community. The knowledge in the student. You have to be the one that is the constructivist, that is willing to work with your students, to form answers, to build problem-solving techniques, so that we don't continue to be in the system of banking, of being authoritarian teachers. It's not what it is because we say so. It's what it is because that's what we came up with as a group. We have to be aware that teacher as builder doesn't put us in the driver's seat. It puts us in the seat of the supervisor. So knowing that we are the supervisors of the classroom, of the kitchen, is to say that we can help our students know the things that they need to know and enrich the things that they already know. And with all of our different ingredients, with all of our different backgrounds and all of our pasts and our presents and our currents and everything, we can make a beautiful classroom or a beautiful banana bread.